Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite WrittenWrit Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, the WrittenWrit, a show where you and I and you, get creative, have fun, and geek out. As you can see by these plethora of beautiful people, we are ready to do that geek out, have fun, and today we are all over the place. We got some D&D, we got some horror, we got some video games. It's all over the place. And we even have Mr. Nat.
Hello.
I gotta say, Nat, it is good to have you. How was your trip to Japan?
Oh, it was pretty nice. Pretty nice, yeah.
I was waiting for you to do a bunch of videos over there.
I got close, but I was on vacation.
Don't worry about it. I figured you were having fun. I saw the pictures and all that stuff.
Nice. Hope
course,
you enjoyed
it. Of course, Paul is back. He's been gone for a little bit. It's good to have you back, my friend.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's good to be back in the saddle again. I miss doing this show.
It's wow. It's been like a wow.
It's been a month. Hell. I wish I would have 8. We've been a lot more fun than what I did for the past month, so it's all right.
Hello, William Russell. And of course, it's getting dicey. You guys are busy as hell, all over the place, having fun. Your con season hasn't started yet, right?
We had one so far. We've had Paige. That was just the.
Oh, I forgot about Paige.
So far,
that's a big one too.
Probably in the 30s again this year.
Yeah, we actually took a little bit of a break this winter, which was nice. So
I don't know how you guys do it, man. That's a lot of conventions. I'm one to talk because we hit a lot of conventions.
You guys really do too. And we were just talking backstage, what, 250 that we're tracking now between the two of us?
Oof.
Just a couple of conventions we're tracking.
Just a couple. And Kevin Davis, it is good to finally have you on the show. I can't wait to hear all about the stuff. And you know what? Why don't we start it off? Why don't you tell the people, since you're the new guy here, why don't you tell the people all the good things about yourself? Give them the spiel.
Well, first, thanks for having me on here. Been a fan of the show for a while. Well, first, I am an author, comic creator, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've been told I'm a go-giver because I do a lot of different things at once, and I occasionally get yelled at for not sleeping. It happens. It comes with the job, but I'm getting better at it.
What's this thing you call sleep?
I have no idea. I get yelled at for not having it. So.
Sleep. I don't know what the sleep thing is. Hey, Matthew.
Yeah.
So keep going. Go ahead. Tell the people all the good stuff. I've been looking at this, and I see you're still at the notify stage.
Yeah, Halloween comes out on Friday the 13th this Friday. That I didn't realize it was Friday the 13th at all when I chose the date until someone brought it up to me.
That's what you told me.
Yeah. But I have been a huge horror fantasy fan since I was a kid. When I snuck around to watch horror, and my mother banned me from watching it, but I still disobeyed her. So yeah, but I've been in comics for this. This is my 4th year in comics now, and This is my 3rd official book. I actually am confident to bring out now. Halloween has been in works for about 2 years because I've had so many, like 1,000 drafts written, and I just hated each one of them.
I know that feeling.
That's a lot of hate, Kevin. I don't know.
But Halloween came together as a joke with a friend of mine. We were just randomly talking about movies, horror movies, comics, and stuff. And just came up with the idea. I was like, what if we did a clown story where it's twin brothers dressed up in the same clown suit and called them the duplicate killers and going around social media just to find random people to kill? And we were just joking around, of course, but then my brain started getting creative and like, you know what? I could do some damage with that if I should be serious with it. And I was like, I need to stop making jokes because they become to real life sometimes. So
Those are the best ideas, the ones that start off as jokes.
yeah, because I kept thinking about it, I kept playing around with it. The next thing I know, I'm writing a full-fledged script and outline for a 2-part Halloween series. So this Kickstarter is part 1 of the Halloween 2-parter. It's about 24 pages. Issue 1 and then issue 2 might be slightly longer. But this is issue 1, and the story is where the original duplicate killers are named Evan and Ethan, but they have been dead for decades. But for some reason, there are 2 new clowns around, and these 2 clowns are going after a group of friends. So they're trying to like up the ante what Evan and Ethan did, and you're like questioning, are they related to Ethan and Evan, or is this cult fan like
Copycat.
travel? Yeah. So, and I will say this is one of the hardest stories I've ever written so far, because my original drafts, I was like, oh, too much like Halloween, scratch. Too much like Scream, scratch. I was like, no, I need to do something crazy and original. And I had to go through so many drafts, and I finally got to this. After 900 hours of pure torture, it's finally birthed out out of labor. Jesus. So
I
it's
feel like
finally,
you really dove into that, man. The story sounds complicated already as it is, and then you're adding a mystery aspect to it, and then you have a slasher aspect to it. That's a lot of aspects.
Yeah, my brain gets weird. When I'm watching movies and TV shows, I take a concept from different things at once and try to make it my own my own creative thing to do. And as I've been told from my artists, I have a crazy brain, and some people say that I terrify them because of what I write. I'm like, I just have an imagination. I want it to flesh out, so it just comes out like that. So yeah.
That's not a problem, folks. That's exactly how us creatives come up with things, and that's why they always say that we creative people are crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm excited for this, Kevin. I'm following you, so I can't wait. You said it's coming on the 13th.
Yes, sir. This Friday the 13th.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
That's great. I mean, the story looks really cool, and this artwork looks amazing. So I'm excited for it.
I hope you love it, because this was a torture to write. So yeah.
Did you do the illustration as well?
Oh God, no! That's another headache. No, God, no.
I gotta tell you that the illustrator is good, because I'm not a huge fan of clowns, but these clowns actually look kind of cool.
Yeah, this is by my artist Leonardo. I don't want to butcher his last name, but I put his name at the bottom, I believe, but he's in Brazil, either Brazil or Argentina. One of those. I meet a lot of people, so I kind of forget where they are. If I'm being honest, but. I met him on Fiverr or Fiverr, what it is called, and like a couple years ago, and we became friends instantly. And I said, "Hey, I got this weird idea," and I just pitched him as an artist. I was like, "What do you see when you read the script?" And he's like, "Dude, this story is crazy." And as soon as we just started communicating how to bring out the story, he sent me sketches instantly. I was like, Jesus, dude, I just told you about it. Good Lord.
Damn. See, but that's when you know you got something, and that's when you know you got an artist that's gonna help you.
Oh yeah. And I let him pitch in like ideas of how we could flesh out the panels and make it even more scarier and a bit more crazier. But I always try to say, I'm not too much of a gore person. I want the gore to match the story. And I don't want to be like the Terrifier thing, where it's a straight up gore party. Like, I want people to feel the characters and feel the story and be able to relate to the characters and actually for the gore to make sense of why these characters got emasculated the way they did. So yeah.
I feel like we were saying earlier, this is a mixture of things. So it's not pure slasher. So you wouldn't be all gore.
Exactly.
There's some thinking involved here.
Exactly.
And if you have a mystery, then there's another aspect of it. So it kind of elevates it.
Yep. And I'm a big like murder mystery fan. And so that's why. And speaking of my friend Evan, is actually the one who actually helped me with the story. Who I mentioned, he's not out. We were joking around about it, and he actually wrote a novel version of it called "The Duplicate Killer" that's coming out later this year.
See, that's a way to work it, man.
Yeah,
You got
it's
a
like
bit
everybody. It's
here,
funny.
you
I
got a
talk
book
about
there.
him. He actually pops up here. I was like, hey, speaking of my friend actually helped me with it. So yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
So you've been working on this for a while, but you've been doing other things as well, right?
Yes, sir.
What else do you have? As we let them look at this and go sign up to get notified, people, because I put the link in the comment section. So go do it. Go ahead, Kevin.
But outside of comics, I'm actually getting back to writing my own novels too.
Nice.
I'm working on a novel about my life and mental health, and I'm basically and I'm also want to challenge my writing against like writing some drama, so like comedy, and just expand my horizon a bit and just have fun. And this is actually a little bit about myself on my Instagram.
Oh, man, this is perfect.
So, so you can actually see it more than I can say it. So yeah.
Dude, let me ask you this. How was it? Were you a writer first, novel, or have you been doing comics the whole time? Because
I started
know
out
jumping into the script of comicing is a whole other thing.
Yeah, I started out writing novels first. I actually wrote the story of the first novel I wrote was about my life a couple years ago, but I took it down because one, I didn't think I was in a good headspace for it yet, or like in a good experience, if that makes sense. Because I'm very introverted, and I was like really scared to like share me and share about my life. And so after about a good 6 years now, I'm finally picking that book back up and rewriting it and actually telling my story. So I'm getting back to that. And then of course I got some horror novels coming out too. So yeah.
I guess I'm happy you said that because a lot of people think that once you put something down, you're done with it.
Yeah.
And as a creative, we never are done with anything. And the problem is that's the problem. We're never done with something. Sometimes we'll decide to leave something alone.
Yeah.
You don't want to do like Lucas and come back and go, this is the new Star Wars original trilogy. And in that stuff I did before, I'm not even gonna let you see it anymore.
Yeah. I literally have like 100 skills on my laptop that I go between because I know what I want to do with the stories, but they're like for later down the road. But I always update them when I have an idea for each one. But I prioritize my priority stories over my other ones, but I save everything. So I keep up with what I'm doing.
Which is important, especially as a writer, because a lot of people think you're writing one thing. Maybe some people do that, but I find that most writers are working on more than one project at the same time.
Yeah, I am. That's why I get yelled at for not sleeping, and people actually do I ever sleep because like every post I post on Facebook, I'm posting a new link. I'm working on this book, and then I'm working on this book. Then I'm working on this book, and so that's why I always get the question. I'm like, dude, do you ever sleep or take a break? I'm like, yes, for like 5 minutes. So yeah.
Again, I say it, sleep. What's this weird thing?
So yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no such thing as sleep, folks. I can say I'll say what I said. What my friend says all the time is that I'll sleep when I'm dead. There'll be a lot of sleep. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, Herman, as a dungeon master, because this hits as well, because I feel like as a dungeon master, I know me as a dungeon master, I'm constantly working on more than one, what do you call it? One project
campaign idea at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always working on a ton of different campaign ideas, but one of the things that I think is the best part about D&D is the aspect where I'm not the best writer in the world. I know that. But I have a great campaign idea, and I let my players decide what the story really goes, and just kind of like what Kevin was talking about with his friend Ethan, I believe, that collaborative
Evan. Yeah.
That collaborative idea really spawned his comic book, and that's awesome, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, Ralph, you feel the same way, where it's the collaborative nature of D&D to help bring that story to life, the crazy shit that happens at a table.
I completely agree, because I think my writing style has developed the way it has developed because of the nature of Dungeons and Dragons and that whole creative process with friends. Because usually what happens is you're sitting there with your friends, and the idea for the campaign comes from all the stuff that you're getting from them, especially if they're going to be in the campaign. And I always love it when something that they said and they forgot about shows up in the campaign, and they're like, "You son of a bitch."
That's right. You got to write it all down. All those crazy things you say. Oh, you have a brother twice removed? Sure. Now that's the big bad evil guy.
I love throwing it to them out of nowhere. I said that, Ralph, but that was like 2 years ago. In my notes. Oh man, and if I find it as a writer, I love D&D, and I've talked about it on the show a bunch of times, where it's helped me in the writing process, in the creative process, especially because you're constantly dealing with people, and your story has to change because most of the times your players will not do what you want them to do.
Schools are actually starting to use D&D for writing
Yeah.
and creative writing classes, which is pretty cool. So
it's the same thing here. Like one of my best explanations on writing came from using D&D as a background, because I was like, well, let's start it off like this. When you first start off in D&D, you create your character. So you start writing your character, and you're working in this limited space. And then, as you become a better player, your character story gets better and better and more broader, and you have fun with it. And then, you become the dungeon master. And at first, you're playing in this sandbox. You're playing with all these books that, and these worlds that And as you play in them and you start to understand the worlds, then you go, hey, I can create my own world. And now you're writing your own thing, and you're getting creative, having fun. And I feel like that's the best way to explain the writer's process, because you start off here and then you end up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of Icewind Dale, so it's good to have some.
Let me ask you, Paul, because I know you play Dungeons and Dragons as well, and you've been working on the video game. The whole creative process on the video game, is it anywhere similar to what we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm having a major ADD experience with it, because it's just the way I would look at it is I just keep getting ideas and approaching them, and it's like, okay, I was working on programming, now I got to do something else because I came with this idea. I want to make sure I start fleshing it out a bit, and that's what I like about it. I mean, I know I'm doing this by myself, but what's really cool is just going off these tangents and realizing that this could be something even bigger. It's just a matter of like trying to get those ideas out and get them on paper, which is what I love. So it's really cool.
And I gotta say, like, as a kid, one of my favorite things to like dream up and go is making my own video game. And it was always an RPG. So I think I've always been in that Dungeon Masters phase my whole life. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create an RPG, and watch it become a video game.
Well, I think, the whole point of, creating your own world is like, yeah, you can have a godlike mentality and not have to worry about it, which is cool, so do whatever you want, blow anything up, and no one's really going to care because it's my world. I love it.
So, Cass and Herman, why don't you tell the people all the beautiful stuff about you guys? Go for it.
Sure. So I'm getting okay.
You go.
It's getting
hey, I'm actually on though.
Yeah.
So that's
no. I gave you full credit. but it makes sense for you to go,
So we sell Dungeons and Dragons dice and accessories at a variety of conventions across the Northeast, from anywhere from Washington, D.C. up through Maine, and as far west as we've done some shows out in like Ohio area. So like quite the large area of the Northeast, but the company's just us and we love it.
I think we're covering 9 states is what we
more than that.
More than that apparently. So
Sweet Jesus.
yeah, and it's literally just us and our dog.
Our dog Jedi, which you can see lovely in that picture.
Yeah.
Yep. In his cosplay. With Deborah Ann Wall also there.
Oh, True Blood.
Yeah, True Blood. And she's also
Daredevil.
him too.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was a design that I did a custom box for her based on her
Oh, nice.
new live.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say new at the time, but her live.
Yeah, so we go out to the Northeast, and we're now expanding out to another venture called the Geek Outbreak. That's going to include a variety.
We're not ready
of
to
things.
talk about that yet. In a couple weeks, I promise Ralph that he'll get first exclusive as far as that goes. But
Hey, take your time. You know, we already know that you guys said you're
we
gonna
are
come back
planning
in
on
the show.
still doing a March 14th launch. It just has changed. So.
But besides that, we're also doing the Steampunk and Oddity show, and we're helping run that show. So kind of going behind the scenes after being vendors for as long as we have been, actually helping run a convention as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying in the green room, these pictures are great, man.
So
all
thank
of these
you
pictures
because
were done by Jess. She took all of them.
I did all
Oh,
those.
nice.
Wow.
So the Steampunk and Oddities Expo is going into its 4th year. Danielle Basso, my business partner for the Geek Outbreak, that's been her show for the last few years. It's coming under the Geek Outbreak banner this year, and it's being amplified. It's being moved to a 2-day event versus the 1-day event. And I have many, many plans for this event. So that is all I'm going to say right now about it. But
Oh, the suspense.
it's good.
That auction?
We're planning on making it fully interactive.
And so the Steampunk and Oddities show is going to be in Skinevus, New York, kind of in the middle of New York State almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's going to be on May 9th and 10th, which is Mother's Day weekend. And we're actually going to do some extra special things for moms on Mother's Day weekend and give them free things as they walk in.
Yeah, and I do need to give 100% credit to my business partner for this event for the last few years, because she's pretty much done it by herself.
And she's awesome.
And it's going into the 4th year. So that she has the support she needs backing her. I'm very excited for what this is going to be turning into this year.
I gotta say, it's important to have a group of people for helping you out. We know this already from helping a lot of events out ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the more help you have, the better it is. And so it's fantastic that you guys are jumping in this direction. But I feel like it's getting dicey kind of has helped you guys out in that, because you guys are pretty much these organizers of trying to find all these beautiful dice and bits and pieces in the gaming community as it is, because I love how eclectic It's Getting Dicey is with all the stuff that you guys bring together.
So it's been probably about 2 years now since I actually took all of our dice off of our website. The website no longer exists anymore. I moved our custom dice tray system to an Etsy thing. And the reason we did that is because the way we purchase dice, it's less of purchasing wholesale and more curating a collection.
Right.
And when I only get 1 or 2 of each kind of dice, it's very difficult to keep up on the website. I was doing it. I was killing myself. But I was doing it at one point. But
I was yelling at her to make sure she sleeps.
Well, work again.
Trying to work on this new project. So that blew up in his face.
That's becoming a 4-letter word now, sleep.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
dude,
our
you guys
dice stuff can be found on online, but that's it right now. You have to come.
I actually had a friend of mine who
dice selection.
who had sent to your website, and they came back to me going, Ralph, there's nothing there.
Yeah, because
What do you mean there's nothing there? They got a lot of great stuff.
the only thing that was actually on our website was the vendor master list, which we're amplifying, and we're going to move it over to the Geek Outbreak website, and the dice trays. And the dice trays can go right on Etsy because we make those in house. So we just didn't really see a need for the website, and the Geek Outbreak is going to be taking a big focus on everything going forward. So. It's getting dicey isn't going anywhere. It's just kind of on a coast right now. So
Fair.
It's just the way it is. Sometimes you guys are in a transition period. You guys are going from one thing that you are to another thing that you are.
We're doing both for the first year, Ralph. Yeah.
Speaking of trays, I gotta say I love your trays, your custom trays, and I know a lot of people like them too because sometimes you have these trays and you're like, oh, okay, this is nice, but I like the fact that you can actually change the mats so that you can have something different.
Well, you can change them, and a new concept that we introduced, I don't think you've seen us at a show since then, is stacks. Which if you click on the Etsy link to bring that up, it says it on the top. But basically, it allows you to take the mats and actually stack. We don't recommend over 4, but you can actually stack them so that it increases the cushion on the tray for gemstone dice, and it also forces heavy metal dice to roll appropriately instead of just plonking. So,
I know exactly what you're talking about, though. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I rolled it right out of my hand when it was unmobile when I hit the table. Got it. So,
I guess it's a weighted dice, then you're saying, Cass?
Yeah. I mean, I have hematite dice right here, and the weight on these are ridiculous. They're not as heavy as like the tungsten, but the tungsten ones are also like 5 to 10 grand. So good luck with that.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We priced them out because we wanted to get a set just to kind of showcase, and it was
It wasn't that much. But
Well, I've always said that.
It was a couple thousand. Like it was.
Oof.
I've always said that the dice could be a weapon in the game.
Oh yeah. Our D100s we have lovingly referred to as our bludgeoning weapon for years.
Oh, that's right. I've played with those. Your guys is heavy.
Ooh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't manufacture the dice. We manufacture the dice trays, and I'm the artist on 95% of the trays. But the dice I think last time I checked, we're up to 15 distributors I source from.
Wow.
And I have agreements with a lot of the some of the bigger names so that I don't have to meet their MOQ, so that we can have a better selection, which is why you always are impressed and you always see new things, because I've been constantly bringing in new stuff. So,
and it's a lot of D&D related stuff as well. It's not just dice. It's mimics. It's oh my god, it's so much. Every time I run into you guys, I'm like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look. Because sometimes that D&D adjacent swag is what you're looking for.
Yeah, like one point, I think that this was something that you liked at one point, Ralph.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I am getting something. I just have to figure out.
I can see what you're saying. Like, this is the studio where you guys are right now, so all your stuff is right there next to you guys, right?
Yeah, she did that mural on the wall.
Oh, that's a beautiful mural. I was just looking at that when she went back
gorgeous.
There. Yeah.
Wow.
See, folks, creatives.
We don't sleep.
No, we don't sleep. Again, what's this sleep thing?
But while she's looking for that, randomly,
there we go.
Oh, the mimic chest. She wanted to show the mimic chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one of those. Oh no, that's the other one.
Yeah, this thing is heavy. This is solid. That is solid metal.
That's the metal one. I got the wood one.
But like some of the ones like the dice I get are just freaking adorable. Like, look at that. See little baby skulls?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
I remember
finding your shinies.
I remember that Nathan was having trouble because he wanted to get one of the gem dice from you guys, but he was like, I'm never going to use it.
We have these nice trays in the stacks and make sure they keep them.
That's how the trays became a thing. I had a set of gemstone dice that I wanted to use, and I was terrified to use the damn things. And there was nothing online that was gemstone safe, so the first tray was made for me, and then everybody liked it, and I'm like, fine. So.
See, that's what I like about you guys is you guys are in it. You guys play the games. You guys love the dice. You can see it in what you guys do. That you have this love for all this stuff, because sometimes you run into these guys at the conventions and it's like, yes, dice there, right there. Go ahead. And you're like, nice, all right. you don't find that, these guys are just selling stuff. You don't really like get the conversation. And I've walked away from a bunch of booths where you start asking questions and they don't know nothing about what they're selling.
No, I mean, he's been DMing for, and I'm about to age you, 30 years. And like I actually don't play very much tabletop, but because ADHD, and by the time it gets around to the table, I'm off in La La Land doing something else. But I've always loved dice as a general rule. Like, there's just something aesthetically pleasing about them to me, and just sitting there rolling them, and it just makes me happy. So
I agree. I'm a dice goblin myself.
Yeah. You can't be a dice goblin without playing. Just saying that.
Oh, I completely agree. The reason I want more dice is because I'm playing, and that's why when I'm at your booth, I'm usually like, I'm gonna stay over here. I'll buy the other stuff. I'll stay away from the dice.
I remember about the first year, Ralph. Every time you came to us, you were cursing us because you're like, "Damn it!"
Exactly. Oh my God, it was beautiful dice. It was beautiful weighted dice. It was beautiful gem dice. It was beautiful dice in general. Even the regular dice you guys have, you guys would get them from someplace, or there'll be like an interesting thing, like the ones in the test tubes where you put it all together, and it was like, here, this is Fireball.
Yeah, and last year we kind of did a shift where we're angling more towards higher end looking dice. Our price points have remained the same for the last since we started. I will point that out.
I agree.
I just, the economy sucks, but at the same time, like, people that need their hobbies and their happy place shouldn't be punished. So we've never adjusted our prices, but we haven't adjusted the quality of dice we're getting in at those price points.
Even better, even higher quality.
Yep. And when you guys get stuff from them, it is high quality. I can tell you that much. It's beautiful stuff. It's high quality stuff. Kevin, I have a question for you. Speaking of price points and all that, when the Kickstarter kicks off, what are you looking for to fund? That's an important thing to know.
This one's about $300, and that's right.
You're keeping it low. Okay.
Yeah, that really goes into printing. But plus, I'm still very new to Kickstarter, so I'm trying to be smart with it. So this is my second Kickstarter. My very first one was successful, thank God. So I'm playing the ball with it, and I'm building myself up on Kickstarter. So I'll try to keep it low and see how much I can get on Kickstarter. So yeah.
And it's important that you said that, because I love telling the audience, folks, sometimes these guys on Kickstarter, they bring the price down so that they can start off and they can fund. Once they fund it, they can build the money. But that doesn't mean that they're out of the red. That just means that they're funded. We need to make sure that they get more pledges and more money, because the more money anybody with a Kickstarter has, the better it is. And folks, nobody's making money off of these Kickstarters. All they're doing is setting up the next Kickstarter,
literally,
or the next project.
Yeah. That's how I got my second Kickstarter. So yeah.
Oh man. And Paul, speaking of needing help and money and all this other stuff, why don't you tell the people all the good stuff of what you do and all and why they should help you? Come on.
All right. So, I've been out of the commission for the past month, so I've gotten to know Procreate very well in my iPad, and because I can't stop working even when I'm trying to convalesce. But anyway, I came through this hump over the past month, and we're working on episode 2 now of Time Enforcers, and episode 1 is available on the app stores for download, and it's actually doing pretty well. I'm pretty excited that it's doing as well as it did, but I'm really excited to get episode 2 going. It's really meant to take a deeper dive into the Time Enforcer universe, and as a result, like I was saying, it's almost like an ADD experience for me. learning how to get these games on the platform where it's universal has been a bit of a challenge. And what I have been doing is trying to repurpose any kind of artwork that I'm using to create the next episode. There's a lot, you have to be kind of lean and mean when it comes to loading these apps on the App Store. And so I've actually figured out a way to make essentially animated movies so that they can appear on both the iOS and Android platforms, because for whatever reason, iOS will play like MP4s, but Android won't do that. You have to use like OGG or OGV movies. And so it's like, to make two separate movies is going to be a trial. So I've actually figured out a way to do animations to essentially make the animated movies, because the whole point of Time Enforcers, it's really meant to be based on what's called universal design for learning. I really wanted to make this an experience for kids of all reading levels to have fun playing it. And so that means, you know, when you go through the game, the characters animate, there's word balloons that pop up, and the voiceover is tagged to the word balloons. So you're actually seeing and hearing the game at the same time. And you don't necessarily need to be a high reading level to do it, because essentially the word balloons are the closed captioning. So that was a big challenge for me. I figured it out. But as a result, because of the ADD experience, I figured out, well, if I'm going to have to animate, you know, essentially illustrations, why don't I do a digital comic at the same time? So that's where I came up with this idea to actually make a physical comic for episode 2. And if it's okay, I'd like to share what I got going on so far with that. Just to
share away, my friend, share away.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Go ahead and do that. Let me pop it open, and then I'll go ahead and I think it's open already. Let me just double check. Yeah, let me just go ahead and share this. Give me 1 second, guys.
And it's funny because, you know, as we do on the show, we have to do that whole 80s thing. Well, what Paul is doing right now is he's trying to set up the process.
Okay, so can you see? Oh, cool, you can see it. So this is episode 2.
Wow.
I'm actually making, like I said, a physical comic out of it. It's going to continue their exploits of our Time Enforcer Agent Corps. We're actually introducing new characters to the book this time. We're looking to focus on Amelia Earhart, and we're going to be featuring Detective Nico Time. He's actually a made-up character, but he's based on the film screen characters like Sam Spade and Philip Marlowe from the film noir period of the 30s and the 40s. And we're also going to be featuring Togo, who is the sled dog that ran the Serum Run in 1925 in Alaska. And Maisie, who is the mechanic for Amelia, is actually a made-up character, but I really wanted to bring in another female character also, you know, to make it more diverse. She's African American, so I'm pretty excited about that. And the thing about Maisie is a little bit of background on her. She actually, get this straight, Paul. She went to, where'd she start school? Her undergrad work, I believe, was MIT. Mm-hmm. And then she graduated. Then she went to Caltech for advanced temporal dynamics. So she's just not a mechanic. She's actually, you know, a high-end engineer. I really wanted to make the characters inspire kids and really have them say, if they can do it, I can do it too. And it's really the whole point of what I'm trying to do, you know, with this whole program, is really get kids to, one, learn about history and see how important these people are and how they affected, you know, all our lives, but also get them to say, if they can do it, I can do it too, and take the initiative and go forward. So that's the cover reveal. And I'll just go to the next page. And in the inside front cover, I found this great quote by George Orwell, which is so appropriate for what the Time Enforcers is, and really ties into our main villain, Chronolith. And so I thought this is really cool in terms of who controls the past, controls the future, who controls the present, controls the past. It's just that whole paradigm, which is such a great thing. And then being a big history buff and just loving, you know, the whole sake of, you know, trying to bring in other genres to this whole experience, I really wanted to have a summary of what happened in episode 1, but I wanted to do it in a fun way. And so I came up with this idea of doing a film reel format. So if you look at the old film reels from, you know, newsreels from like the World War II era, and that started before the movies actually played in the theaters. That's what this is based on. So, I wanted to have everything have some semblance of importance to this, and so I came up with the news organization Axiom Intergalactic News, and Axiom means a statement that is self-evidently true. So there's a lot of underlying currents in here that I'm really trying to make a play and make this really an enriching experience, and just not throwing things out there. So you've got this whole timeline in chaos moving forward in terms of what's happening. And the GSTC, which is the Galactic Space Time Consortium, is going to move into action to try and stop it. And so this whole film reel that you're seeing, played out in a page-by-page format is actually going to be an animation. So it actually look like a real film reel where the character on screen and Ed Henry will be speaking, and tied to his voice will be a voiceover. So it's all meant to be serving as a basis to do this whole animation as the end goal. And so the film reel is all talking about what happened in the last episode, in episode 1. The Galactic Space Time Consortium is under attack, and of course we have our evil character Chronolith, who's looking to control all manner of time, space, and reality. And then we touch into the whole point of how different timelines are under attack, and that's why you have like antiquity on attack, and you have the minions flying over Cairo and the 3 pyramids. And so this is again a lot of fun for me. I just like researching the history, but bringing all these elements together and really trying to tie it into a cohesive storyline. And then the next page, in terms of the summary from episode 1, the first Time Enforcer was captured. Kaizen, at the end of episode 1, depending on how you finish the game, ultimately he gets captured by Chronolith. And so this whole point of him being captured, I'm not going to say ineptitude, but really the whole point of the GSTC not knowing how to handle Chronolith is being posed as a type of uncertainty, which in terms of Axiom News takes advantage of. And so, going back to the whole Yale journalism from the turn of the century in the 1900s with William Randolph Hearst and what he did with the news to try and slant public opinion, that's the same thing that's happened with Axiom. So, really trying to tie in different things in terms of things that happened in history. Having some fun with it with tongue-in-cheek type of messaging. But the whole point is really to expose kids and let them know you can have fun while you're learning and you're reading at the same time. And so I have a lot more developed beyond this, but, I'm really hoping to get this comic done so that, one, I can serve the basis for the animations, which I'm ultimately going to do for the game itself. But two, I'll have a physical product that I can have at the end while I'm doing shows, essentially. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I gotta say, Paul, like this also helps you out, because if you have this running on a screen, it kind of gives the idea of what's happened in the first episode or what the game is without you having to say it all the time.
Yeah, it's just that's the whole point. I mean, it's really meant to be an immersive experience, and really so that kids can play it. And what I love about video games, when it comes right down to it, is the story they tell. For the most part, I'll buy a video game just because I like to see the story behind it. That's really captured me, like with Destiny and Assassin's Creed. The first Fallout that came out, it was all the story behind it and the way they really brought an animation sequence into it. So it's like you're watching almost a movie while you're playing a game, and it's really what I really want to try and accomplish with this. So ultimately, but having the comic book, I think, is a great experience as well, because graphic novels are really a great way to engage kids. Especially kids that have problems, reading. They can have the pictures and then the simple word balloons and such. Doing that, and it really provides them an outlet where they can do this whole ability to read, but you don't really need to be, reading a whole prose. It's just, it provides a way for them to engage. So
I gotta say, it's one of the reasons I love D&D as well is because, it lends itself to socializing, to learning things, to getting some kind of therapy.
Yeah.
Because I know what usually happens is that you put you go, okay, make your characters. And then somebody will go, this guy is nothing like me. And I'm like, sure, they're not like you.
Yeah, a lot more like you than you realize. I mean, that's pretty cool, And, that's what I love about it. That's what I love about fantasy. That's what I love about, taking history, sites in history, people in history, and really, with Time Enforcers, I can pretty much do whatever I want with them because it's a comic book and there are no guardrails, there are no rules. Why can't you have fun while you're doing it?
Exactly.
So that's what I love about this the most.
Cass Herman, you got something?
I just have a question. So it seems like this was designed very much around educational for like history. Have you partnered with any educational like establishments to try to get this because this would have helped me in school 100%.
That's a great question, Cass. Yes, I actually was at a couple of conventions last fall. I attended EdTech Week at Columbia University, and then I did the NJEA conference in Atlantic City. And I've actually developed a whole curriculum program for kids. I have it set up right now for New Jersey, New York, and Indiana, I believe. And I just don't have the content. I mean, I have a whole course laid out for different timelines, different eras. It all ties to what the education departments require for mandates in terms of what needs to be taught. And this is a perfect sense into it because with this current state of education, everything's focused on English language learning and then mathematics. And even science and social studies are getting left behind. And what I'm finding is what I love about the social sciences, like what's happening with this game, you're tying in other aspects besides just learning history. I mean, if you want to learn about Sir Isaac Newton, you learn about physics, but you also learn about Sir Isaac Newton at the same time. And so the tie-ins with science, with history, with mathematics, and just reading, this is really doing a whole type of package deal, which I think is going to be really phenomenal just in terms of engaging the kids that way. In addition to the whole curriculum format, I've actually set up a whole back end for educators where the teacher can go in, select which courses they want to teach, because really there's like different modules. Each episode is a module, so they can select which module they want to teach, and it tracks the kids' progress as they go through it. So the whole premise is it's meant to be a whole gamified experience, right? I don't have my kit with me, but it's in the other room. But really what I've done is I've designed what's called the field manual. So the kids get this manual that is a journal, and they actually go in and actually journal every day. They actually have to write things down as opposed to like reading the screen. And it's all going back to basics and teaching kids, you know, what it is to journal every day. Even if it's 5 minutes, just write your thoughts down. Because you're going to come back and be able to see it, you know? And so that it's that there. It ties in with the game. So the kids, you know, in addition to journaling, they play the game as homework. And they come back, and then after the first week of research, where they get to choose what they want to research. So if they're going to do, like, say, feudal Japan as their subject, right, they're going to be able to choose the person, place, or thing that they want to research. If they want to look at, you know, Buddhism, they can do that. If they want to look at, you know, why samurai were the great horse masters at the time, they can do that. And after they do a week's worth of research, they go out and try and figure out, being good time enforcer agents, what it is they need to do. They catalog everything. Then they get together back as a team. And they have to work as a team to do a presentation together. And it's not like leaving everything up to one kid to do all the work. They all do the work together and formulate a presentation. It could be a poster. It could be a PowerPoint. You know, it could be an act out. It could be a thing they act out on stage, whatever that is. But the whole idea is to get them to understand how important writing is, and then how to get together and collaborate as a team to make a presentation. And that's really the whole premise of what I got going on with this. Ultimately, that's my goal in terms of what I'm looking to develop.
It's brilliant.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it's just something that it struck me. This came out of COVID. You know, I went through COVID with pretty much all my kids at one point or another, because I had kids in college. They actually had to stay home one semester. And then I had my son who was in high school, and it was an awful experience. I mean, the teachers were thrown into a crucible. They didn't have the tools to present the information to the kids. And the kids were sitting in their room on a computer watching, you know, 27 black screens. It's like, what a wasted effort and time and opportunity to really get kids engaged in learning. And that's really the whole premise of why this came out. I really want to make it a fun experience for kids and not just a chore. And I think the more you can make things fun for kids, and it's going to get them more engaged and hopefully spark some curiosity where they want to go on their own and start learning. So that's what I love about it.
I, for one, and I know that at least you and Ralph could agree, we very much remember the Oregon Trail in school.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary.
Certain things that you just remember because they were fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about it. That's what I love about that game especially. It was really realistic to the facts and what you were playing at the same time. And that's really the whole point. And that's, whatever I do with this game, anything I do for research, everything is sourced. I mean, I'm not a historian, but I do research. And so if I find something on Britannica.com or Smithsonian.com or wherever it is, I go to viable sources and then bring the information in and then get the kids, the opportunity to look at it themselves. And that way they can, do their sourcing themselves based on what I find. So it's really, how I'm trying to tie everything together for this. So,
dude, I wish you was my teacher when I was in school. I think I would actually love school if you was my teacher.
I'm not a teacher. I'm a marketing guy. So
but still, this is freaking amazing.
You're a teacher, brother. You're a teacher.
Like, this is amazing.
Thanks.
I gotta show what Paul's been busy, and I helped him out with this, but he put all this together. Hold on.
Oh, this is fun.
Los Angeles, the City of Angels, 1947. The war's over, but the streets still feel like they're fighting somewhere. Something sinister. The air's thick with the whiffs from Pan's 24, all-you-can-eat blue plate special, hot asphalt, and bad intentions. Neon signs buzz and flicker, casting purple and green halos into the puddles. Ripples that shift the wrong way, like the streets casting reflections of someone or something that should not belong here. That's where you'll find me, Nick of Time, detective, time enforcer, and the guy they call when history's about to get itself into a knot. Some folks say I'm as tough as a $2 steak, and they're not wrong. But I've got a soft spot for the ones worth saving, the lost souls, the underdogs, the ones who never got their fair shake. I've chased crooks down back alleys, across oceans, and through centuries, and I've learned one thing. Time's got teeth. Bite the wrong way, and it'll chew you up quick and spit you right back out. But me, I keep my rules close, my friends closer, and my watch wound tight. Because in this city, and in this job, if you're not watching the clock, you're already out of time.
You sound like an enforcer, Ralph.
That still gives me the shivers whenever he does this job. I just love it. Ralph, you did such a great job with that, man. I didn't pay you enough, that's for sure.
I gotta say, man, it was so much fun doing that. And you guys all know I love my noir detectives. I was raised in that stuff on the noir detectives, and then later on the 70s detectives, and then the 80s detectives. So, it's all fun to me.
Well, I started doing artwork because, I'm trying to bring as many cultures and ethnicities into this as possible because I really want to make this open to everyone. And so one of the executive director of the GSTC is H.G. Wells. And so H.G. Wells was an Englishman, but I really wanted to make him Hispanic. And so I started drawing H.G. Wells and said, "Oh, Ralph, I think I got another opportunity for a voiceover for you." So he's looking a lot like Ralph at this point. So I think he might be that one as well.
I saw that little bit of art. I was like, wait, that guy looks familiar.
It looks really like you. It's so cool.
I gotta say, I love the personality here who goes to the conventions and sells your stuff.
Yeah, I just love it. I mean, I dress up as C.T. Haugens, and he's the other partner in the GSTC. And, I'm actually, in a future episode, he's going to meet up with Einstein, so I can't wait for that one. So it's like, it's going to be so much fun.
That's the crossover I'm waiting for.
Exactly. Well, one of the first panels, one of the only panels I remember from being a kid, was the crossover with Star Trek and the X-Men.
Oh,
and
my
it was
God.
just one panel, okay? And I think it was Cyclops. He said, "Dr. McCoy," and both Bones and Hank McCoy turned and said, "Yes." So this is great. I love it. I'll never forget that. So it's like, that's my inspiration for CT and Albert Einstein. They're going to get together and butt heads.
Oh my God. I gotta say, I really also like the fact that you hit all these artist stuff. And these are our artists that we all know in the conventions doing their things, and you help them, and they help you create your world.
Yeah, I just I've been inspired. I mean, I've got so many pieces of artwork I haven't been posted yet. I'm so behind. But yeah, I really like doing this, how you can draw a Time Enforcer's character. I've met up with some really well-known artists and those not so well known, but just being able to promote them and get them out there and get a little traction under their feet in terms of having them noticed is really my ultimate goal with that. So just love their creativity, which is first and foremost why I do this. I just like seeing how people interpret, my ideas and how they draw them. So it's really a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and he has so many plans, which is what I'm saying. You guys need to help out Paul. You're still doing that thing with the
good news is Fractured Atlas, which is I teamed up with for fiscal sponsorships. I've actually can now go out and start getting grants through Fractured Atlas. So I'm in the process of looking to get it. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll probably start with smaller grants around my area, but if I can start doing that, in addition to Kickstarters, which I'm hoping to do with the comic book once I get closer to finish, I'm looking to do the Kickstarter with that, as well as sell it at the cons. I'm pretty excited. I mean, it's just a matter of, not sleeping, which is okay.
There's that sleep. There's that word again. What is it with you people? Oh my God, folks! As you can see, a lot of creative people here, a lot of fun. And in a way, all this stuff comes together as usual, especially on the show. You see how Kevin leads to Cass and Herman and Cass lead to Paul. Because it's all related. All this creativity comes together. Whether it's art or writing or whatever you're doing. Because which is one of the reasons why I like using D&D as a format to writing, because it helps me, because I've created so many stories for D&D and Vampire the Masquerade that it's made it easier for me to create.
Don't forget about eating.
What's eating?
Oh, eating's easy. I just sit at my desk and eat. That's no problem. To sleep.
Yeah, I eat and write, so that's easy.
I'm afraid I forget to eat sometimes. Like
I was about to say, and that's making fun of me because I forget to eat, and if he doesn't remind me.
Yeah.
This is also true, but you're also at my dinner table, so
yeah, that's true. Paul's seen it too, where he's like, "Come on, Ralph, come on, eat something," and I'm like, "No, later."
Oh yeah, at the cons, forget it. He's walking around talking to everybody. It's like, when are you gonna eat? I'll get there sometime. It's like, whatever.
I go into food coma, so like when I eat, I'm done. Like, and I don't have time to be done. So.
No. I gotta say that's what usually happens with me. Like we've gone to the diner after the fact that I'll start going.
Yeah. Especially some really good food.
Exactly, man. Yeah. Because it's the fun thing about this whole thing, about the conventions, about all this stuff, is that it's the friends, the food, the talking, which is one of the reasons why I started Bit and Apple, was because I wanted that conversation that happens across the table, and I wanted to bring it to everybody, because sometimes people can't go to the cons, but this is the conversation that folks have at the table, and then people always ask me, especially when I put the camera on them and everything, they go, "What am I gonna do?" And I'm like, dude, just do what you just did. You came off your table, you gave him the spiel. It's the same thing you're doing. Just do it. Kevin, have you been hitting the conventions yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, interesting.
It's TBD until I make it there. So, especially I keep learning about every new one that keeps coming out. So there's like 1,000 conventions I just found out about. Yeah. So I'm like TBD when I make it there, but I'm going to make it there. Just don't know when or which one, because there's so many coming out at once. So yeah.
Kevin, my suggestion to you is we're in the business, so we have a lot of friends. Find somebody that can give you like a corner of their table. That way you can do it with somebody else, and that way you can get the taste of it. And you're not doing it by yourself.
Okay. Because I always say,
because you figure, one of the problems you're having is you only have a couple of books right now, right?
Yeah. And I already said, when I go to conventions, I'm going as a fan. I am not working, but I will have my books with me. See, I will have my books with me, but I am not working. I am going as a nerd fan and just exploring everywhere. So, yeah.
Because I do find that, especially for indie comics, one of the best places to show off your stuff is at conventions, because you grab the audience, and this is not an audience that will follow your Kickstarter, because they want to get your stuff there at the convention, and they go, "We'll catch you the next time we see you."
Mm-hmm. Like here in my city, I go to like crafts fairs, showing off some of my stuff and passing out my business cards. So I've started somewhere, but I haven't gone to like full-fledged conventions yet. So
Yeah, start small. Hit the small.
yeah,
Somebody that's already doing it.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
And dude, I had a friend of mine who he well, like, my first convention is gonna be New York Comic Con. I'm like, no. New York Comic Con is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed, and I've gone for 10 years.
It's its own thing. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's a completely different.
Yeah.
We haven't done New York City Comic Con. We've been doing about 35 shows a year for the last 5 years.
oof.
Attended, but
That's a lot.
attending that one is
Yeah.
a different thing.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing about the smaller cons too, Kev. I mean, that's how you learn your craft for selling. I mean, just to jump into New York City, you don't want to blow that opportunity because it's really expensive. But doing smaller cons, believe me,
I've seen the
I
prices.
stumbled big
That's why I
time.
said
The
no.
first cons I was doing were awful. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, I've seen the prices. That's why I quickly said no.
Yeah.
I'll see you. I'll see you in 10 years, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not going there first.
and this other convention. Yeah, I don't know if in your area they have the library cons. Those usually aren't as expensive as the other cons. So the thing to do is to find the cons where you're not paying that much.
Yeah, they have cons here that I never knew existed. So
If you saw
Yeah.
our list, you would be like, what?
I do this all the time. I saw their list and I was like, what?
like literally, my sister had looked up like events around our area, like in our city. When I'd say there was so many events I never knew existed, I'm like, we have parties here? Like,
Yep.
really?
Mhm.
I was like, what the heck? That's like, I see the Memphis Comic Con Expo. I'm like, we have a Comic Con here? Like, what in the world? I was like, Jesus Christ! Like,
How did I
and
not
then,
know?
and then there's comic shops in my area that's a walking distance from me, and I was like, I never knew it existed, but I do now. That's why you're going to see me every time I get a haircut.
We-
So
We've been to shows where we literally walked across the street to the gas station directly across from the convention center, and they had no clue what was going on.
Yep.
Jesus, wow.
Like, what?
What's going on in there? What's happening? Dude, it's
Oh my
convention.
God.
There's a
Wow.
convention in there?
Mm-hmm.
What's
One of
all
the
these
best
weird people
cons
in
we did was
costumes?
we went to Bronx. It was amazing. Bronx Anime.
Oh my God.
That was one of the best
anime.
cons I went to. So much fun.
Wow.
And
That
that
was
was
in
in
the
the church.
basement of a church. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was great.
That's
Hey
awesome.
Ralph, remember when what was it? It was at Cradle of Aviation. What con was it across from the reptile convention? And neither one of them knew what was going on with the other.
I think it was it was either retro gaming or tabletop.
Yeah.
Aviation.
Long Island tabletop,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
right across from Hofstra University.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
the field right across from Cradle of Aviation was having a reptile convention. And Cradle of Aviation was having a comic convention. And neither one of them knew what was happening except for me and Shen, who went to both events because we were planning on it and we didn't know they were across the street from each other.
Well, at
Oh.
the same parking lots, there was Hofstra University had Eternal Con, and right outside of Eternal Con, there was like a state fair or something going on, and neither one of them knew about each other.
Exactly.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Cass, Herman, you guys need to do Long Island Tabletop. Fantastic convention. It's a lot of fun. People actually play D&D there at the convention. And other role-playing games.
We were just talking about Page as the first one of the year for us. Page Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo had like Frank Mettenster there, Kelsey Dion, Baron Rupp,
Bob the World
Professor
Builder,
DM, Bob World Builder.
Grace
Like,
World Destroyer.
yeah. So these are all like dungeon tubers and such. Frank Metzer is one of the original people who was at TSR when Dungeons and Dragons was made.
Yep.
So, but at this convention, just like Gen Con or Long Island Tabletop, it's just people playing Shadow Dark, D&D, Pirate Board, like every tabletop game you can think of.
The biggest space in this entire place was all for gaming. Like vendors were separated out. But I mean, it was impressive with what he did.
I love the gaming conventions. And it's so funny because they're a big thing now. They were smaller before, but it's amazing to see D&D and role playing get their own conventions where people, you can go and it's something amazing to see, because before it was like, oh yeah, the D&D guys, they're in the corner of our comic book convention.
They stuck baby in the corner again.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they always stuck us D&D guys in the corner.
Well,
Trying to hide you away.
it's
Yeah.
funny to think that Gen Con started off in like Gary Gygax's hometown, and Gary Gygax had a big part in starting Gen Con.
Yeah.
And now it's one of the biggest conventions in the world. And it's all still tabletop role playing.
Yeah.
That sounds so weird, you saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think of Gen Con,
Yep.
it's like PAX.
Yeah.
But they all start somewhere, folks.
Penny Arcade. Yep.
Oh my God, I love the conventions. I love all types of conventions. That's why Bit and Apple covers all the beautiful stuff, because there's so much stuff out there. And you'd be amazed at what has conventions. There's a chocolate convention in Long Island coming up too. Chocolate convention.
There's a Comic-Con at Hershey's Chocolate every year. Like,
oh yeah, the Hershey Comic-Con.
Comic-Con there every year.
Wow.
That's a good one to hit, folks.
Mm-hmm.
We have not been able to been there yet, but I'm also kind of worried that random pieces of chocolate will be on the ground and he will eat them. So
I mean, have you guys been to WaterCon?
WaterCon?
No.
So, in the US, there's a convention where people get water from all over the world, and they taste test to see what area has the best water.
Oh my God.
I like this place.
And this is a yearly thing.
Huh.
for lack of a better term, that sounds a little dicey.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from Chernobyl. I'll skip that one. That's right.
Oh man. Oh, folks, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun over there. Kevin, why don't you do one more thing? Tell the people all the places they can find you. That way they know. And I'll show it off over here. Go for it.
You can find me on Facebook at I am Kevin Davis CEO, Instagram I am Kevin Davis Official, and my website at kevinside.com. And Halloween on Kickstarter.
And there goes that one.
Yeah, and that's kevinside.com. That's my publishing company website.
Dude, that is cool.
Thank you.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, Cass and Herman.
And also, you can find everything I do on the website, so I don't have to spill out my guts telling you. So you can just see it yourself.
That's what websites are good. That's what they used to be about. It used to be that you just go to the website. You know, now, if you tell somebody to go to the website, they go, "What the hell's a website?"
So yeah.
All right, go Cass and Herman.
So at It's Getting Dicey is Facebook. Instagram is at its_getting_dicey. Our website, we have our Etsy page, but we also have thegeekoutbreak.com, and that's where all the convention stuff is going to be, including the Steampunk and Oddity show.
Yeah, so if you want to follow the new project, and very, very exciting things are coming, then follow the Geek Outbreak on social media or the website. The first event, as you can see, is going to be the Steampunk and Oddity show, but the Geek Outbreak is so much more than that, and more information will be coming soon, and you'll get it right here on Ralph's show. So
also casted all those pictures that you see for the Steampunk and Oddities on screen, and we have to give a quick shout out to Pyro Pen, who did all of this artwork for us as well.
All of the amazing artwork actually on the website is by Pyro Pen Art. I believe it's 13 on Instagram, and he is an amazing artist, and he actually donated all of his artwork to us in order to use it, because I was fighting with Canva and its lack of being able to filter out AI.
It's annoying.
Yeah, which I'm doing a million other things, so unfortunately I cannot do the artwork myself right now. But Pyro Pen, he's
great.
Yeah, he's amazing. His artwork's amazing, and it fits exactly what we were looking for. So thank you again, Pyro Pen.
See, folks, teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. We work together. Now, Paul, go for it. Tell the people all the places they can find you. Go for it.
Sure. Time Enforcers Episode 1 is available for download. Pretty much all the app stores, except for Google Play, but you can go to timeenforcers.com/get, and you can connect to the App Store. It's available for Mac, PC, iOS, and Android. And actively working on episode 2. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, X, I don't know, LinkedIn, at Time Enforcers. We're there. It's all the same, at Time Enforcers. You'll find us, no problem. I'll be posting more How Would You Draw. I was actually trying to work on Eddie Avila's artwork piece next, which was great. He did a fantastic drawing of Kaizen, which is just amazing. I just have to get it up, hopefully this weekend, which I'm excited about.
So much. Yeah, I've actually been with Paul for a lot of this stuff, and he's not kidding. There's a lot of art and stuff that needs to come up.
Yeah, it's just the time.
Don't remind him.
I can't remember.
He's trying to get some sleep over here later tonight.
I need a time machine. That's what I do need. That'd be great. Distort reality. Just
you have a time machine. Oh man, folks, it's a great game as well. You got to see the second episode that's coming up.
It's cheaper than a donut. I mean, I go to Dunkin' Donuts now. It's freaking $2.89 for a donut. My game's only $2. Come on.
It's
and
$2.
Doesn't already know him. Jedi says hi.
Jedi,
beautiful dog. I love it. What kind of dog?
I saw him before. I was like, oh,
it's a Pomsky, Pomeranian Husky.
Awesome.
But he is my service animal. So anytime you see us at a show, he will be with us because he has been at every show since we started. He just turned 5.
That's
he's
great.
Still a baby.
We did our very first show ever, like our very first convention with a puppy.
Oh wow!
With husky.
Oh, wow!
Can I point that out?
Wow, dude, how was that?
It wasn't. He was still doing his training. He was doing good, but he was a puppy and he was bored.
No, after that first show, really the only takeaway was we need to get a damn dolly. Just some things you just don't think about when you do your first show. So.
That's funny.
Well, thank you for giving me the heads up when I do my first show.
Yeah, get something on wheels. You're gonna want it.
Noted.
So.
Of course, I want to remind you guys, and he did mention that his Kickstarter is there, but it's also kicking off on Friday the 13th.
My accident, because I did not notice it was Friday the 13th.
So. It makes perfect sense for it, though.
It does now.
Friday the 13th.
So if you hate clowns, I'm not sorry, but I still hope you know the
To be fair, the front is clearly a clown. So
yeah,
if you don't like clowns and you still get this, then well,
exactly.
So,
Godspeed with you.
Not on you at that point. So
well, I like clowns, and I think this book is going to be a lot like what Shannon and what she does to me when she comes on the show. I'm very freaking.
Speaking of Shannon, the goal is for me to have a Friday the 13th show because I love Friday the 13th. I have good luck on Friday the 13th. So I always enjoy doing stuff on Friday the 13th. And this year, we have 3 Friday the 13th.
February, March, and November. Yep.
The funny thing is, I knew about the one in March, November. I didn't know that was one in February.
Yeah, no. Wait, well, you didn't know about the February one?
No,
so you knew the March and November one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because February and March is the same exact dates.
That's because you got that twofer with the 28 days in February, so you're
exactly.
all
I don't know why I didn't think about that, but it just
it worked. It was meant to be.
That's what I'm saying. It was meant to be.
It's a horror launch on Friday the 13th. You couldn't have picked a better date, even if you intentionally did it.
Exactly.
It's like the comic gods just put the date right there for me without even noticing. So, yeah.
So, folks, Friday the 13th is going to be busy. If everything works out, you will see Shannon, the ghostess with the mostess. I mean, the hostess with the ghostess. She will be here doing her usual spookiness. So just join us. Hopefully that's what's going to happen because, I'm planning a 13th show. Maybe it'll just be me and Shannon. Oh, wait. You might even see Kadma. Because I think I might have convinced her to come on to the Friday the 13th show.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
I'll be there.
Keep your ears out.
You should
I'll let you know.
should have Kevin on, and that way
Yeah,
way
get Kevin,
both
you want to
right
come on
If you
Friday the
want, you gotta come
Hey,
back.
when you just send me the link, I'll be there. So,
There you go, Ralph.
just send me the
It'll
link.
probably be a 10:30 show on Friday the 13th. So
Great, even better. You know, I'm a night owl, so that's even better.
folks, get ready to get spooky. So with that, we'll do what we always do on the show. I'll press the button, and where it stops,